Budori Gusuko and his family are living a happy life in a forest in the mountains of Ihitov. Here he spends his days going to school, playing with his sister Neri, and helping his parents. A year later, that peaceful life he enjoyed would be changed completely, when a sudden weather change comes upon the land of Ihitov that causes everything to become cold and stormy. This cold weather leads to famine and drought all across Ihitov, leaving the villagers hungry and desperate for salvation. One night, Budori is awakened by the sound of his parent yelling, "W!" When Budori gets up to check on the situation, he finds his mother standing by an open door with the winter storm coming in, insinuating that his father ran off into the woods. The next day, distressed from her husband's departure, Budori's mother runs into the woods to look for him, resulting in her leaving Budori and his sister, Neri, to fend for themselves. Alone and hungry, Neri's health begins to decline, causing her to become extremely fatigued all the time. As Budori works on making a meal out of leaves for him and his sister, a nameless kidnapper comes and takes Neri away. He chases the kidnapper to try and save her, but being tired from the lack of nutrition, he trips and faints. He wakes up in an unfamiliar place only to find a stranger towering over him. He is then forced to work on a net used to raise silkworms in exchange for food. After completing his task, Budori is returned to the spot he was in before he was kidnapped, right outside his family home. With no other options and totally alone, he sets off down the mountain to find his sister. While on his journey, he stumbles upon a village where he meets a farmer that goes by the name of Redbeard. Redbeard takes him on as a helper. He stayed with Redbeard and his wife for about a year, learning about farming until the drought hits their village, which causes Redbeard to let Budori go, so his journey continues. On a train ride to his next destination, he wakes up in a strange place once again, filled with odd creatures. Here he runs into the stranger that took his sister. He chases after him only to arrive at a tall tower full of strange situations. When he makes it all the way to the top, he sees that the stranger had already left the tower and runs back down to find him, only to find a poster with the sister on it wearing a ballerina outfit. He is woken up from this dream world and arrives at the city, where he searches for the university where Professor Kubo, a scientist that wrote the books that Budori studied while on the farm, teaches. Budori approaches Professor Kubo after a lecture and makes a good impression on him. Due to this, Professor Kubo recommends Budori to work with scientists working on a volcano, determined to end the misery that the strange weather had brought upon Ihitov. As he looks into the distance atop the volcano, he is transported back to the strange world and is put on trial, with the kidnapper being the judge. Being accused of trespassing and jumping between the real world and the strange world, he tells the judge that he did this because he took his sister only for a judge to tell him that his sister was welcomed into that world, not kidnapped. When Budori returns to the real world once more, he is determined to stop the strange weather and comes up with the idea to make the volcano erupt in order to send enough carbon gas to warm up the air, causing the cold weather to stop. When his proposal is rejected, he returns to his room and contemplates that he will have to go through with his plan no matter the cost. This action caused the kidnapper to come to him and chooses to assist Budori in his selfless act. Kidnapper takes Budori to the volcano, where a sudden flash of light bursts and illuminates the surrounding area. Time passes, and with that, the land of Ihitov returns to its beautiful state from before the weather change.